Well, for tonight's Ask Todd, we decided to take it to a brand new and whole new level. We're up on top of the Channel 10 roof, and this is where some of our weather instruments are located. For example, this rain gauge, called a tipping bucket, collects the rainfall of the water, goes down 1/100th of an inch of rain is measured, and it goes down into our rain gauge below in our control room, where electronically it measures the rainfall. Okay, we're back down from the roof now, down below here in the control room. Here's where we keep our rain gauge and other weather instruments. And here's our tipping bucket rain gauge. So far today, less than 1/10 of an inch here at Channel 10. We need more rain. And we're seeing a few thunderstorms starting to develop in the southeast. As a warm front lifts northward, that brings us our first chance tomorrow. And later in the day, a better chance, a slight risk for severe storms later in the afternoon into the evening. Expecting a line of storms with maybe some organized damage and winds possible. Can't rule out an isolated tornado across the area. Now, this is a good reminder of safety tips when severe weather approaches. We're almost out of February into March, so it's always good to have these reminders for all of us. You need to seek shelter immediately when storms approach your area. This is when severe weather approaches your neck of the woods. It's good to have an emergency kit handy, and some of these items very much handy coming in play when you have severe weather. Stay tuned to Channel 10 radio or on the web, WBIR.com. Facebook and Twitter, a lot of different ways to stay in touch, even the alerts on your phone. There's the updated storm track. Now again, we just told you the communities that will be affected, including Monterey in moments, large hail and a strong damage and winds, possibility of a tornado likely moving toward Monterey Mountain, including southern Fentress and northern Cumberland County. So you know the area there, Monterey Mountain, and moving into Cumberland County, southern Fentress, you definitely need to take cover with this storm. Let's show you some of the other impacts on this particular storm. And as far as what we're seeing, it's indication of rotation, a mesocyclone. That's just a large rotating thunderstorm. When you see mesocyclone, rotating thunderstorm.
I want to bring in Todd Howell. Todd, the people that lived the storm last night said it was a tornado, the strong winds. They felt sure that it was. And today, the National Weather Service has confirmed that indeed it was a tornado.
National Weather Service confirming it was not only a tornado, but an EF2 tornado with maximum sustained winds at 125 miles per hour with a path width of 250 yards and a path length of approximately 3 miles, possibly greater. Talked to Tom Johnstone with the National Weather Service office in Nashville, which covers Cumberland and Fentress counties because they're in the central time zone, and they're going back to compute that. But an EF2 tornado, of course, parts of Cumberland counties had to deal with tornadic storms in the past. 2003, 9 years ago, the Lake Tansy area, and of course in Mossy Grove. We're very concerned, and now looking at tomorrow night, there could be another severe weather outbreak. Now, when I say very concerned, anytime there's a threat for tornadoes, we're certainly concerned. Right. This storm tomorrow night could be widespread for much of the Tennessee Valley. Yeah, we're in basically the mouth, if you will, of a root ball. This is nearly a 10-foot root ball, just an example of the devastating damage. And basically that is all across much of the region. More trees uprooted up here to my right, and of course the house that was heavily damaged. And this was just one example of the power of those EF2 tornado winds that maximized at 125 miles per hour. We will continue to see the threat for severe weather building our way later on tomorrow night. It is a moderate risk that will include right here on the Cumberland Plateau. We're certainly going to keep you updated, and very changeable weather is coming. This same area could experience a light snowfall Sunday night after seeing more severe weather later on tomorrow. I guess, are y'all prepared for the next round of storms, which are right now lining up north and west of Chattanooga and heading in shortly?
Yes, sir. We're taking preparations this time. We've got several fire and EMS units, a lot of reserve units for the Sheriff's Office, the Highway Patrol. It's got the strike team deployed in McMinn County. And we're just trying to get this area cleared up just to make sure we don't have any other injuries at this time, and so we can get ready for this next round.
And another system on the way.
10 News weather team on this for the entire afternoon, throughout the day, really, guys. Bring us up to speed right now at the top of the hour.
All right, John and Robin, we sure will. And good Friday evening to you. The storms starting to increase again. We've seen a few broken cells in the last couple of hours. Some of those have gone severe, but several concerns are the one that particular storm near Jellicoe, strong rotation out of Campbell County into Whitley County. County, Kentucky, and also approaching Bell County. And we're also looking at another storm that's moving out of Knox into Union, Granger County, and a strong rotation indicated around Decatur out of Ray into Meigs counties. Those are kind of the three main areas in East Tennessee. Upstream, want to show you this. We are looking at more storms as far as the big picture, and more storms will continue to develop and move our way. Look at the warnings lining up from Kentucky. Red is tornado warning, yellow severe thunderstorm warning, and we continue to see those cells just blossoming as so far over the last 6 hours, storms continuing to fire up, especially in a line from Kentucky. Tornado warnings with golf ball size hail around Nashville. And the concern here in East Tennessee is really going to be over the next 3 to 4 hours as that line of storms moves in from Kentucky, Middle Tennessee. We're 70 degrees, dew points near 60, and at least in the last hour, and we're going to continue to see some unstable air moving into our region.
How do you know what the weather is going to do? It baffles me. It baffles me as well, Todd. So reveal your secrets.
Well, all meteorologists, we have access to a lot of different weather information. Above all, there are 3 essential elements, for the most part, we use to forecast the weather each and every day. One, numerical guidance, showing temperature, precipitation, what's the high temperature going to be tomorrow. There are actually computer models that show us the high, the low temperature, how much precipitation, precip type, sunshine clouds, etc. Also, forecast model graphics showing the contours of temperature, precipitation, etc. And number 3, sounding data, basically revealing the dynamic analysis and profile of the atmosphere. This is one of the graphical computer models we have up right now, and we have there's 3 different short-range models we use on a regular basis, and the green is showing precipitation, and that's showing up on the radar, and I can kind of zoom on in. We're seeing that cluster of showers and storms right now, and it's forecasting a little bit more development Friday night into early Saturday. So that's one particular model. And another model we look at is the sounding data showing the temperature profile and the dynamics. And again, that's another vantage point of, it's called a skew-T sounding. That shows us a lot of what we're looking at. And that's just a profile of the instability in the atmosphere. This is another Storm Prediction Center model. And you can look at this as well when you're at home and online. And that's showing the atmosphere is fairly unstable up towards southeast Kentucky right now. So those storms will continue to move north. One more is our jet stream model. And I'll kind of rewind that and play it for you. This is one of our in-house models that we look at that shows us where the upper level winds are going to be the strongest. Probably showed you this before, but how do we do the weather up in front of our chroma key wall? Well, this is what we see when we stand in front of our green screen. Yeah, it's blank, it's green, but this is what you see at home. Yeah, we're standing in front of the green screen, but the maps show up and the green color is basically keyed out. Now, there's a big reason why we cannot wear the color green. Let's see if I can do this smoothly. Here's what would happen. I've got a green board. This is, yeah, see, that's the green color. If I wear green, that's what happens, becomes invisible. So, it's a little bit of a quick analysis about how we do the weather here at Channel 10.